And that will complete our books of the Bible. So second grade, your memory scripture this week comes out of the book of Psalms. It's Psalm 119:9. Okay, let me go ahead and show it to you on the screen. It says, how can a young man cleanse his way? By taking according to your word. Oh, someone has an echo. Hold on, let me see. Okay, let me do it again. Psalm 119:9. It says, how can a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to your word. Let's say it together, second grade. Psalm 119:9. How can a young man cleanse his way by taking heed
according to your word.
Psalms 119:9. Yeah, 119:9. Okay, awesome. Awesome job. So that's your scripture this week. Sorry, that's your memory scripture for the week. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our lesson. Okay, so last week we finished our lesson on Jacob, who was the son of Isaac. So we had Abraham, his son was Isaac. Then we had Isaac, his sons were Esau and Jacob. But we really focused on the life of Jacob and how after they did all the tricking, how he had to run, he had to leave, and he went to his uncle Laban's house where he stayed for 20 years. But while he was there, remember, he had his wives, he had all his children during that time. And after the 20 years was complete, Jacob finally decided, well, the Lord had told him that it was time for him to come back home. So he decided to, come back home. Remember, he was afraid to meet Esau, but he ended up meeting his brother Esau, and Esau had forgiven him for all of, everything that happened in the past. So now Jacob is back in the promised land. He also was able to see his father Isaac before Isaac died as well. He was able to see his father, so he was happy about that. So today we're going to get into one of the sons of Jacob, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about him. So remember, Jacob had a large family. He had 12 sons, and he also had a daughter as well. So that was 13 children that the Lord blessed Jacob with. He had 12 sons and one daughter. Now, if you remember, Jacob originally wanted to marry Rachel, right? So remember I told you Leah had a lot of the children. So then Rachel told Jacob to marry her servant. So he had children with her servant. And Leah said, have children with my servant. So that's why he ended up having 4 wives. But Rachel did end up having children of her own as well. The 2 sons that Rachel had were Joseph and Benjamin. Those were the 2 sons that she had. Now, unfortunately, whenever Rachel had Benjamin, she died shortly after when she had the baby Benjamin. She did die. But Joseph and Benjamin were the 2 sons that Rachel had with Jacob. So he has all of the children, and out of all his children, the 2 that are really special to him are Joseph and Benjamin. And that's because they were born from Rachel. And if you remember, again, he really loves Rachel and wanted to marry Rachel. So Joseph has his 2 sons. Oh, he has his other sons, his other 10 as well. But he also has Joseph and Benjamin. Now, out of all of the sons, he had one that was his favorite. Now, should a parent have a favorite child?
No.
No, it's not right to have that, but Jacob did. He had a favorite son, and that son was Joseph. So, and all the brothers knew, they all knew that Joseph was the favorite. Everyone was aware of it. And to show that Joseph was the favorite, Jacob made him a coat. And it had so many colors on it. And so see, today we can like go to the store and find things that are like red, pink, all the different colors. But in Bible days, it meant a lot. If you were able to get something that had a lot of different colors in it, that meant, first of all, you were wealthy, you had stuff, and it was not easy to get by to get things made of different colors. But Jacob, Israel, remember his name is Israel now, I'm sorry. Israel, he went and got Joseph this coat made, and it was a coat of many colors. Many colors. Now, he didn't get any of the other sons a coat, only Joseph. So how do you think his brothers felt about that? Yeah, they were jealous. They were upset. They were angry because it was very clear and obvious to them that Joseph was the favorite. So they were jealous of Joseph. They did not like Joseph as well because of how their father treated him compared to everyone else. Yes? Is someone calling my name?
You're breaking up.
Oh, it's breaking up? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joseph gave Jacob gave Joseph this very special coat of many colors. And of course, when the brothers saw this, they were jealous. They didn't like it. And they were upset about it because they were like, why does father favor you so much? But that was because Joseph was born from Rachel, but also the favor was on Joseph as well. Joseph loved the Lord. He tried to obey God, and he also tried to honor and respect his father, whereas his older brothers, they weren't like that. And we'll kind of talk about that tomorrow, how they weren't really like that. They weren't into the Lord as much as Joseph was. So that could be why Jacob also treated Joseph differently, because he saw Joseph's good heart and how Joseph loved the Lord compared to his brothers. So the Lord also revealed to Joseph something. So when Joseph was like a young man, late teen, young man, he was about around that time, the Lord gave Joseph dreams. So if you remember, didn't his father have a dream about the ladder? Yes. So you see, the Lord, he can speak to us directly. God can speak through his word, and sometimes he speaks through dreams. He gave his father the dream about the ladder, and now the Lord is about to give Joseph his own dream. So the Lord gives Joseph a dream. And in Joseph's dreams, in his first dream that he had, there was some bundles of wheat. So like you would have like the wheat, and they would put it all together, and that would be like one bundle, like a sheaf of wheat together. Yes. So he had the bundle of wheat, and so there were all the bundles of wheat, and then Joseph's bundle was in the middle. I'm sorry, his brother's bundles of wheat was around him, and Joseph's bundle was in the middle. And so all of a sudden, his brother's bundles bowed down to his. And so Joseph woke up and was like, what is going on? What kind of dream is this? So he didn't understand what that dream was about. So then the Lord gave him another dream, though, and it was kind of the same thing. So now we have the stars, the sun, moon, and stars. And guess what they did? Bow down to Joseph. And so Joseph's like, okay, this is strange. Why am I having these dreams like that? So he didn't know what was going on. He's like, I'm having these dreams and all these things are bowing down to me, which represented his brothers. And then in the other dream, the moon and the sun actually represented his father. And so he's like, what is going on? Why is the Lord giving me these dreams? And so Joseph didn't understand what the dreams meant and why he was having those dreams. Now, Joseph decides to tell his brothers about the dream. Now, does his brothers like it? No, but Joseph decides, you know what? I think I'm gonna just tell my brothers the dream. So he goes to them and he's like, I had these dreams, but it's because he didn't understand what the dreams meant. So Joseph is like, okay, well, let me go ahead and tell my brothers my dreams. Maybe they'll be like, wow, that's interesting, Joseph. So Joseph tells his brothers the dreams. He tells them all about how their bundles of wheat and the stars bow down to him. And they were like, what? It was like, Joseph, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think you're going to rule over us? That you're going to be a leader over us? First of all, you're one of the youngest ones, and you think you're going to be our boss? They were like, never. That's never going to happen, Joseph, ever. And so his brothers were angry, and they were like, you actually think that you'll be some type of king or that you'll be a leader over us? It was like, Joseph, that is foolish for you to think that. That would never happen, Joseph. And little did his brothers know, it really actually would happen, right? It would. If you know the story of Joseph, you know that, yes, it actually would happen. They would bow down to Joseph, and we'll get to that next week. But so whenever Joseph tells them his dreams, they're like even more upset with Joseph. They're like, so what are you trying to say, that you're going to rule over us? You're already the favorite of father's favorite. He bought you this coat. You think you're better than us, and now you're saying that we're gonna bow down to you? So maybe it wasn't a good idea for Joseph to tell his brothers the dreams, right? Maybe it wasn't a good idea, but he did. And so his brothers, they hated him even more. After he told them his dream, they hated him even more. So now they're like, we really can't stand Joseph at all. We don't like him. We don't like him. And so tomorrow we'll see how his own brothers, because they hated him so much, what they'll do to him because they hate him. So Joseph, we see Joseph has a calling on his life because of the dream that the Lord gave him. The Lord is going to put him in a high position because God is saying people will bow down to you. And we only bow down to those in authority, those in high positions. So the Lord is telling Joseph that you'll be great one day and everybody will have to bow down before you and respect you as an authority. But he doesn't know when it's going to happen and all that he'll have to go through to get to that place. But the Lord, this is a promise you could say that God is giving to Joseph, right? Just like he gave to his father Jacob when he showed him the dream of the ladder and how the Lord spoke to him and told him he would bring him back. And we saw the promise come to pass. And the same thing will happen to Joseph. It's going to take time. It's going to take years, but it'll come.